I don't draw personal birthday cards at all anymore. But every now and again, a special person comes along and you've just got to do one. So, today is a birthday card. It won't appear in any book, it won't appear anywhere else, it'll just be a personal card. So, let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to attempt a little birthday card. I don't do these. I really don't do these. I used to do these years and years and years ago, but these days I just don't do them. I kind of feel like sometimes. Let me just move that light. I feel in this day of modern technology, um, you can kind of send a digital card, and it seems to be enough for a lot of the digital world people. But sometimes it's nice just to kind of say a little bit more than happy birthday, you know. It's like I kind of feel like it's a nice way to say you care about somebody, you know. I always made them as a kid, you know. It's like, you know, if your grandmother was sick, you would draw her a special card, or if you know, even if somebody bought you a really lovely present at Christmas, we would always have to do like kind of thank you cards and stuff like that, you know. So that's quite a quite a special quite a special feeling, you know. It's like a very special thank you. So that's what today is. A special a special card. A special card for a special person. And this person just happens to love goats. So I'm going to draw a goat. In fact, I've got an idea to kind of do a little bit of an angel goat. I might not, but that's what my idea was. And that's his angel eyes. So we are racing towards that big number. We're heading towards that 1,000, and I am very, very, very excited. And I'm very grateful too. I'm very, very grateful for all the people that have supported me and followed me, and it's been a very, very, very special journey. It feels like a very long journey, you know. It's like, you know, you kind of get into the stage where you're working so hard to kind of make things work. And some days you wake up and you think, oh, is it all worth it, you know? But, you know, at the end of the day, I kind of put it to my mind and said, well, I'm drawing every day. All I really need to do is set up a camera. So it kind of worked out like well, you're doing that anyway, so, just enjoy it. And that's what it has been. It has been a fantastic. I'm just going to change that nib over. It has been a fantastic journey. I really I can remember the beginning. I remember the first couple of videos doing them and drawing it so that the camera's way over there and it's kind of videoing you over here. And, I kind of thought that people wanted to see me and the video and the drawing all as my desk and everything. So the camera's like 10 miles over there. So it really was quite a learning curve. And I'm very grateful for it all. I'm extremely grateful for it all. The whole kind of learning curve is quite incredible. And I think as you kind of grow, I do think that you kind of watch these videos and you kind of look back at your own video and go, oh, really? Oh, did I do that? Oh. And it kind of teaches you, not not in a kind of a technical way, but it teaches you in a very straightforward way that what you're doing is not very pretty to look at. So it's very, very, very good process to kind of learn from what you're doing. That rattling in the background is, of course, Mr. Miro. He started to eat very, very quickly, so I've started to give him a kind of like a maze type of dish that slows him down. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to put a woolly hat on him, probably because it's so freezing cold here. Yeah, but I kind of stopped doing birthday cards years ago. It's like, I don't know if the kind of the digital world kind of made kind of homemade cards and stuff like that a little bit like, he made me one, he didn't buy me one, So I was like, okay, I won't. So I don't really do it so much anymore, but now and again, there's people that you kind of need to do something special for. And this person is actually somebody that I went to school with. So, but not everybody appreciates a home drawn card. Some people kind of see it as like, oh, I got one of those again. Yeah. So, whereas when I was a young man and in my teens, I used to love doing these things. It's like, oh, it's Granny's birthday. Can you draw a birthday card? And it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Can I draw Superman? Well, if you want, it's Granny, or whatever. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then when we went on, when I worked with Disney and stuff like that, when I was at the Disney studios for a few years, I the artists there used to kind of draw every kind of birthday. So you go, oh, it's Kieran's birthday. Oh, it's Jim's birthday. Oh, it's Frank's birthday. And they would always kind of take that opportunity to kind of do caricatures of you or something like that. I kept a lot of mine for like years and years, probably about 30 years. And it's only recently that I kind of let them go. A lot of those people are, in fact, quite a few of those people are no longer even with us. Not because of their old age or anything, it's just health reasons, I guess. But for sure, in my time, I've met some really, really incredible artists. And the thing about the real true type of artist is like they're not out there kind of showing off. They just do. I mean, in this kind of modern age now, it's like everybody has a YouTube page and they have an Instagram channel and they have what. It never used to be like that. I mean, I met some amazing artists when I was through the Disney, especially when I was a young boy working there, and they were just incredible. They were just mind blowing. Yeah. And they were quite kind of arrogant. Some of them were quite very arrogant, but at the same time, they weren't. They were arrogant about their abilities. And rightly so. You know, I mean, some of those people, if you could draw as good as what they could do, you'd be very happy to show off. And sometimes those kind of drawings, like these type of drawings, have a lot of feeling in them. You do these because you care about somebody, and that beats any digital kind of online card. That's for sure. And I can't go too crazy with my pen on a birthday card. That's the bow on top of the present. Wow, it's a cool size present, right? That's the wrapping on the present. I wonder, the artists that are watching this, do you do kind of birthday cards and things like that for people still? I'm very curious. And I had my Cat book come out, my Christmas special book. It's kind of it's kind of like a collection of a lot of the drawings plus some more. Oh, what are you barking at? very rare that he makes a barking noise, that's for sure. He's not really a barking dog. Even with the squirrels, he kind of makes a huff, 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 huff kind of sound to them. Which is kind of cute because he kind of runs out into the garden and he goes huff, 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 huff. I've kind of noticed it now. I think the squirrels are kind of like saying, "Oh, that dog's never going to catch us, so let's go and tease him. Let's go and run up and down the fence and tempt him a little bit." Well, he's quite a nice goat. And I might do a second stage on this if I remember. I will push the button to show you the painted version also. I'm not so confident with my paint. Because I think I'm still at that stage where I'm still as messy with my paint as I am with my ink. So it's kind of like a little bit of a strange feeling, really. I still kind of feel sometimes like I need to do it all really beautiful and pretty like everybody else does it. And you know, I get too excited. I just do. I'm just like a big child. I hate to admit it, but I get so excited when I'm starting doing things and I just start throwing it all over the place. That's the pretty paper on the wrapping present. On the wrapped present, I should say. See, it's done it again. These cameras are so sensitive. They just, especially like the Apple devices, they just want to turn off every time you're doing something. Very, 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 very irritating. I have to keep looking up and checking on them because they just turn off. It's like, you know, it's like these type of Apple devices. They want you to be staring at them all the time. Yeah, I'm still looking at you. I'm still looking at you. I'm still looking at you. As soon as you look away, oh, you've turned off. Ridiculous. But that's modern technology for you. Oh, you can hear Mr. Miro jumping around in the background there. Somebody's having some fun. I've got this idea that he's kind of got this kind of strap on wings. And I'm not quite sure where or why I've had this idea. And it's kind of like, almost like the person that's bought you this present is an angel. Aren't I an angel? Am I an angel? Very sweet. There's something beautiful about drawing. There's something just very kind of therapeutic almost about doing a drawing and just feeling the way that it moves and seeing it kind of develop in front of you is just this beautiful feeling. I don't know how other people feel, but for me, it's like the greatest reminder that you're alive, you know? You're alive and everything about your life is just beautiful, just for those moments that when you're drawing. Lovely. And there's his little wings. That banging noise is Mr. Miro beating up a purple monkey. Not a real purple monkey, I hope you understand. It's nice when you do a card for somebody because then you have to think about that person. You have to think about what is that person, what do they love? What do they enjoy? Do they enjoy flowers? Do they like tigers? Do they like whatever? And this young lady likes goats. Now I've known this person for probably about 30 years. So I love drawing little birthday cards and things like that. It makes me feel like I'm giving something more than just a happy birthday word, you know. And that's, for me, is much more special. That's his little feet. Lovely. I'm really pleased with that. I like the idea that, you know, when I start to draw something, I start to think, do they have hooves? I'm not sure. Well, this one does. It makes me kind of think, you know, oh, maybe he could be an angel goat. That's a lovely idea. And I start thinking about all these ideas as I'm drawing, and that's what I love about this type of mind. This kind of free flowing, free thinking mind is just beautiful. Sunshine. Of course it's a sunshiny day. Of course it is. So I'm standing on a little grassy mound, a little hill. We'll get some color on this maybe in a bit. That could be like the second part. I'll do it all on one video, but it'll be a nice kind of like in the distance type of feeling. We'll do after this, it'll just run straight into the color. I'll obviously have to give it a bit of time to dry. There he is. He's coming over the hill, carrying his little gift on this beautiful sunny day. And I hope it's a sunny day when you have your birthday. Lovely. I'm just going to put a little kind of frame around it. Just to make it feel like it's all encased. Lovely. I just got asked yesterday about doing some illustrations for a book, and it's very strange the way people kind of approach you. It's like they watch all your videos, they watch how you draw, they see that I've done, I've worked on Roger Rabbit and Lilo and Stitch and Dennis and Menace and Cramp Twins and thousands of cartoons, and then they kind of ask you questions like, do you think you're capable of doing this for me? Do you think do you think you're able to blah, blah. I draw every day of my life, it's like crazy. And that is the end of this little video. I really, really enjoyed this. And I hope it's kind of saved it in some strange pieces. So when I'm dead and gone and people discover my work, this will be like a Da Vinci. It'll be like, we've found another birthday card by Kieron Siemens. Oh my God, let's get up to Christie's and oh, it's gone for 200 million this time. Oh my God. But I'm sure they would never sell my card for 200 million. There would still be that. We get a nice little happy birthday message on there. I'm always afraid of this because I'm thinking so many things. I always spell things wrong. And I've done it so often now that I kind of always get a bit panicky about it. You know, you spell birthday with an O in it or something, you know. It's like, there you go, happy birthday. That's sweet. I really, really like that. And as I said, I don't do these anymore. I mean, they're nice to stop and just slow down and draw something that's a bit kind of cute and lovely. And that is definitely cute and lovely. What do you think? Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm very pleased with that. And like I said, we'll put a little bit of colour on it and we'll see it in the next stage. But thank you for watching as always. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate you watching all these videos. So, I will see you in about 20 minutes or so when this dries. And then we'll do some colour on it. Okay? See you very soon. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're back. We're back to finish off where we started. And what I usually do is I have a piece of paper on the side there just when I'm testing out some colors. And I just get a little bit of a feeling with that blue. Oh, it's quite strong, isn't it? So I'll water that down a little bit. And I don't like to tape the drawings down. I know that people do. I just have never really... I found it all too kind of like technical, basically. You know, you got to do this before you do that, and you got to do that before you do this, and it all just seems to be a little bit too much. Whereas I kind of like to feel like mine is kind of bleeding into the whole picture. I like to feel that the paint is kind of like it finding where it should go. Not that I'm forcing it to be somewhere. Although that might sound really like, well, you're supposed to be the painter. Yeah, I am supposed to be the painter, but at the same time, I'm trying to find my drawing. I'm trying to find the edges, and that's why sometimes I just, like you can see, it's almost white there, but once I start to touch things in, that little bit of paint will really will just fill the picture, and that's so beautiful to let it just finding its edge. Again, that's something very special about watercolors. I mean, I do a lot of painting in oils, and I find like oils is a completely different world. You know, it's not even like a different medium. It's just like, it's kind of like playing with the devil sometimes. You kind of start doing some things, and it just seems to take over your whole picture, and you just seem to lose a little bit of control out of everything. And so oil paints and watercolors, whereas with watercolors, I feel I can kind of just touch in and just it will bleed out and find where it should go, and that is such a beautiful way of feeling with it. So I'm just filling out the background here. I'm just trying to kind of find a nice blue glow almost to the picture. And again, I don't get too kind of particular about. I like to also see how the picture is talking with me, how the picture is reacting to what I've done. And that in turn makes me feel that sometimes when the painting is done, that it's like a co-production type of thing. The painting is kind of working with me and not being just told what to do. And that gives you sometimes these, I don't know if you can call them accidents, but it kind of gives you this lovely kind of feeling of a natural feeling to your painting. Now, I've just slightly gone over the line there, and I don't like that. So already you can see that there's this lovely, lovely feeling to the background. There is this kind of natural sky feeling to it, and I love that. I love the way the watercolors have said, I'm blue, I'm a sky. So I'm going to give you a sky. I'm going to give you the textures of a sky. And by you working very gently with it and bringing in some little touches of colour, just ever so gently now and again, just bringing in, then it will really work with your painting. And it comes up with this beautiful natural feeling to your painting. And I'm just going to slightly darken up down the base here because I want to kind of feel like the sky is rising up in color, and I'm going to touch it in. And that in turn then will fill in behind where the green is going to be on the grass on the base here, and the blue kind of rising up will give it a really nice loose kind of texture to it. You can also kind of see the way I'm kind of putting this down. You see, if I was to tape it down, then it would give me a much more of a stable image. But it also doesn't then give me this lush glow about the background that I really wanted. You see now, because the paper is already so wet, now I'm adding some more of that texture to bringing in the feeling of the edges of the sky almost to it. And for me, that is absolutely beautiful. The feeling there, I'm going to add a little bit more blue down there to warm that up a little bit more again. And I'm actually using a mixture here because I love the graininess of the water paints, the watercolors, but I also like the that kind of glow that like the Ecoline inks. They're just Ecoline inks. If you can see the thing on it. There you go, Ecoline. Now I'll tip it up that way so you can see it up there as well. Ecoline. There, I mix them in with my paint, and it kind of gives me a nice kind of blotchiness almost to the, like I get the graininess from the paint, which I love. Whereas if you're just using flat watercolors, I find sometimes it can kind of look a little bit washed out, a little bit like no energy to it. And I feel sometimes if you just mix it in there with some other texture, like some of the, especially like some of the cheaper paints, and this is exactly what I'm using. I'm using this little kind of like a pound or $1 or whatever you want to say it in your currency. It's kind of like very, very, very cheap, very, 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 but it's got this kind of graininess to it, and that is lovely. Just soften off some of those kind of big areas that are too clunky, too dry looking. And that is beautiful. Very happy with that. So greens. There's a lovely apple green. Where's the apple green? Da, 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 da. Ah, apple green. Okay. This is a Winsor Newton one. Again, I'm mixing my. I know you kind of purists probably will be going, no, don't do that, don't do. Oh no, don't do. But I find that by mixing some of them in, it gives me this beautiful earthy mix to things. It kind of gives me a nice kind of a slight blotchiness almost to what I'm actually, and then it doesn't get so kind of, and the way that it will bleed into the blue here hopefully will be give me a very nice soft transition into the colors between the blue and the green. And that's the grass coming up there just under his feet, and I'm going straight into the ink for this part. Lovely. Again, that's kind of bled into the blues there, and it gives this nice soft, no hard lines to the black is already giving me a hard line anyway, so I don't really want any more hardness to it. But by kind of taking the blue and the green, especially on a background element, it just blends in there. It's nice and soft. Gives you that beautiful kind of warm, misty day type of feeling to it. So now there's another beautiful color, plum. Another Winsor Newton one. Why do they make these jars so small? You know, it's like you want like a litre of it or something, you know. And I want to try and bring in some of that with the. I'll see how dark this one comes up. That's nice. And that's the present. And I want the present to be quite a clean, crisp object. So I'm being a little bit more careful around with this one. He says as he just paints one of the circles. And I'm trying to give this present a little bit of a brighter kind of approach so that it's standing out in the picture. I think in the future this should be worth £2 million, don't you think? If you see it in an auction, keep bidding, all right? Oh, it's just started to run through that. That's what I didn't want it to do. See, I get too eager. I get too eager with this stuff. It's okay. We can patch that up. You know, I'm supposed to wait for each level to dry, but I'm far too impatient. You know. Lovely. Very pleased with that, except for the bleeding out part, but that's just going to have to be something that we adjust later. That's going to happen with anybody who's too eager. If you kind of feel like you're running out of time, that's me. Too many things to do, all happening at the same time. Let's go back into our blue. It's Alright, so we're going to get some oranges going here. I've got a real love for orange. And some of these these cheap paints are really, really beautiful when you kind of get them going. It's kind of got a nice enough orange in there, but at the same time it's got this lovely kind of earthy color to it. So it could quite easily be an animal's body. Now I've got another orange there. It's the liquid gold ones. Liquid draw. Let's see what they. That's too dark. Far too dark. Far too dark. There must be another beautiful orange somewhere. The Vermont. Oh, there's an E. coli one. What's that like? It's a little bit ready. Just drop a little bit in there, and I'll mix it up with the grain of the. Like I said, from the paint. Sometimes you get a nice mix. Much nicer. Look at the difference between that. Lovely. And again, that's with the mix of the eco line and the paint. Now again, I'm sure there's a lot of you kind of purists out there that are going, oh, you shouldn't add ink and paint together. Oh no, don't do that. It's dreadful. Well, I love doing it, and I love seeing how they work together. They don't fight each other. They work together, and that for me is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it just split out there. See, when you control your bleeding, you don't bleed into your picture. It's beautiful. Let's go back and do my legs now. My arms. Now, I usually find with watercolors is that you need to do a... That blue still jumping on me. And we go back to our red, and we're just going to bring that in. Just at the top there of the leg, we're just going to give it a little bit, just to define the body and the leg. That comes up lovely. That comes up very nice. So tell me as I'm doing this, how you feel. I mean, I'm not really that kind of happy with doing paint. I sometimes get a little bit too over eager, as you found out with that. I do find that sometimes I can't wait for things to dry, and that's also the problem that I have with oils. I've got so many paintings that I kind of get halfway through and then I've just got to finish it that day, you know. And that is a total killer when it comes to painting. But you know, with watercolors, I find it's a lot more forgiving. Oils, no. Oils, if you mess up, you mess up. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. You know, it's almost like a proper posh school teacher or something like that. It's like, no, you messed up. Go away. Leave me alone. Don't want to talk to you. I'm just going to touch up a little bit with that. The red, I want to try and see if I can get a little bit of a red glow, not too much. Bring that back. Let's fight that over. Lovely. Very nice. Ooh, he's looking nice, he's looking nice. Now let's dive in a little bit more deep for that red. That's lovely. Yeah, that's the one. Here's a little bit of red hair. Very pretty. I'm really happy with that. I've got a lovely yellow somewhere. I think it's a liquid gold. I'm terribly oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. See, I am organised. Ta-da! Back to liquid draw again. They're beautiful inks, but they really push your buttons. You know, they really do. Let's just change that water quickly. Don't go anywhere. Right, that's starting to feel really nice. And I'm really tempted with that purple. Where's that purple gone? Where's the plum? Plum, 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 plum. Is that the plum? That's the plum. I'm really tempted to do that little hat as a plum as well. It might just balance off the colours there. Take some of that ink off. Just make it nice and soft on this side. Yeah, lovely. Lovely. That works really nice with the purple. Very nice. Right, the last couple of bits are a little bit like, you've got to be a little bit careful. Let's see if that's dry enough that I can go back in and put a little bit more blue on there. You didn't notice. I'm just touching a little bit there with the... I want to keep the wings white, but I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow on them just to kind of give it a little bit of a glow. That's nice. Very nice. I'm going to leave the spots on the present white because there's not much else, not much other colours around. Oh, it's done it again. Saved it. Saved it that time. Okay, so things are starting to slowly kind of bleed out on me, which I'm not happy about. Again, I'm too eager. I'm too eager. This is a very, 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 very big problem with people like me. I'm just gonna pause for a moment and okay, just a quick dry on that. fine. Okay. So I'm just going to take some of this dirty yellow back here. And the dirty yellow is going to be the horn. So I'm going to try and see if I can. You can see that why people kind of go to digital these days, because if something bleeds, it's very difficult to control it. And if you're very impatient like me, you can see how easy it is to kind of... I mean, I should have my hair dryer here and I should be going through it and doing it, but so just finishing off those final little bits. Very cool. In fact, what might be nice is to go back to that purple and just do the scarf. I can see I'm going to get so much trouble for this. I usually have my hair dryer here and do it all in one kind of swing. Lovely. Let's do the sun and then I think we're pretty much finished with this one. Lovely. So that is our birthday card, and I'm pretty happy with it. There's a couple of parts where it's bleeded. I can't help that. Well, I could help that. I could have been a little bit better with my drying times and been much more kind of patient with it. There you go. It's coming off now. But it's a lovely feeling. It's a lovely image. Lovely. Okay, so that is our painting for today. I love the fact that it's very, very fresh feeling. I know that there's some terrible messes around there, but I feel good about the whole general idea of it, the whole concept of it. The drawing of it was lovely, and I need to learn to be a little bit more patient with things. As I get too into things, I get too kind of like, I want to keep going. I want to get faster. I want to get faster. I want to get... And I need to learn to kind of take that step back and just slow down a little bit. Have my hair dryer, dry it down. Have my hair dryer, dry it down. But anyway, this is a lovely drawing. It was a really, really good exercise. We've done a lovely drawing. Lovely colours onto it. I hope you learned something. I hope you felt good about it. If you did, send me a comment. If you did, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.